Hello students, we continue with the multiple choice questions which we had started in the earlier lecture. The 13th question, the 12th one is an assignment for you, the 13th question over here. Let P and Q be the position vectors of capital P and Q respectively with respect to O, which is the origin. Mod P is given as P, that is the magnitude of vector P is P, the magnitude of vector Q is Q. The points R and S divide PQ internally and externally also in the ratio, same ratio, that is 2:3. Now if OR and OS are perpendicular, then which is the correct option from the ones which are given over here? Okay, so let us see how to do the question here. Now first of all, they have given that R divides PQ internally in the ratio 2:3. And therefore, they have already given us the position vectors, and therefore we can write R bar is equal to 2 into P bar. Okay, sorry, 2 into Q bar, in this case 2Q plus 3P using section formula upon 2 plus 3. Okay, which gives us 2Q plus 3P upon 5. We keep this in mind. Also, R divides, that is not R but S divides PQ. S divides PQ externally in the ratio 2:3. Okay, and therefore we use the section formula for external division. Therefore, we have S bar is equal to 2Q minus 3P upon 2 minus 3, which is 2Q minus 3P upon minus 1. Now also the third condition is given, which is given to us, is OR and OS are perpendicular. So this fact we can write like this, that is R is perpendicular to S. Vector R is perpendicular to vector S, and therefore R dot S, their dot product is going to be, yes, it is going to be 0. And therefore writing both these values, by writing the values of R and S over here, we get therefore 2Q plus 3P upon 5 dot 2Q minus 3P upon minus 1 is equal to 0. Now the denominators go to the RHS, they become 0, and therefore we get 2Q plus 3P into, that is dot 2Q minus 3P is equal to 0. The denominators are eliminated. Now we find the dot product, that is we get 2Q, that is 2Q dot 2Q is actually 4Q dot Q minus 2 3s are 6 Q dot P plus again 6 P dot Q and minus 9 P dot P is equal to 0. Now minus 6 Q dot P and plus 6 P dot Q go away, of course. Okay, and therefore we get 4 mod Q square minus 9 mod P square is equal to 0. Or we can write it as 4Q square minus 9P square is equal to 0. So this becomes the correct option, or it can be modified, and let us see what the options are given over here. Yeah, from it can be modified now and it can be written this way. Therefore, we have 4Q square is equal to 9P square. Therefore, from the options, A becomes the correct option. Okay, so we go to the next question, the 14th question. If the vectors j plus k and 3i minus j plus 4k represent the two sides AB and AC respectively of triangle ABC. The length of median through A, we have to find the length of the median through A. So suppose this is a triangle. Say triangle ABC. And in this case, the vectors AB and AC are given to us. So AB bar is given and AC bar is given. Okay, AB bar is equal to J plus K, the side AB bar, and AC bar is also given to us as 3I minus J plus 4K. Suppose the median through A is AD. Okay, so D is the midpoint of BC. So in this case, by triangle law, in triangle ABC, by triangle law, we have AB plus BC is equal to AC. Okay, so we have AB plus BC is equal to AC. Now we know the value for AB and AC, we do not know what is BC. So therefore, to find BC, we can say BC is equal to AC minus AB. Since we know both these values, that is AB as well as AC, which is given from the question, so we can write that BC is equal to AC, that is 3I minus J plus 4K minus J minus K. Putting a minus sign because it is subtracted, that is why. And therefore, we are going to get 3I minus 2J plus 3K. This becomes our BC. Now, if you can see over here, D is the midpoint of BC. So we have vector BD as half of BC. Since we are doing an MCQ, we can just write it directly over here. Okay. So BD, vector BD is equal to half BC, which is half of the answer which we found above, 3I minus 2J plus 3K, which can also be written this way. By opening the bracket, we can have 3 upon 2I minus 2 upon 2, that is J, plus 3 upon 2K. This becomes the answer for BD. Now again going back to the triangle. Now take triangle ABD in this case. Okay, in triangle ABD, this particular triangle, okay, again by triangle law, we have AB plus BD is equal to AD. Okay, AB plus BD becomes AD, and that is what we need, what the value for AD actually. So over here, we get AB plus BD is equal to AD by triangle law. You should draw the figure in the textbook and in your notebooks and see it. And therefore, we substitute the value for AB and BD over here, that is J plus K plus BD, the answer which we found above. Upon solving it, we get J minus J, which goes away, J term goes away. Okay, 3 upon 2I is as it is, so 3 upon 2I, and K plus 3 upon 2K, equalizing the denominator, we get 5 upon 2K. So this becomes the answer for AD, vector AD. Now the magnitude of vector AD is what we are supposed to find. So magnitude of vector AD is root of 3 upon 2 square plus 5 upon 2 square. And upon solving it, we are going to get 9 plus 25 upon 4, which is root of 34 upon 4, or we get root 34 upon 2. And this becomes the correct option for us from the MCQ. The correct option is A, which is root 34 upon 2. Going on to the next sum now. If A and B are unit vectors, then what is the angle between A and B for root 3A minus B to be a unit vector also? Okay, now here we have A and B as unit vectors. So mod A, mod B, both is going to be 1. Magnitude of A and B is 1. Now root 3A minus B, root 3A minus B is a unit vector, and therefore it is also the magnitude of this vector is also going to be 1. Okay. Now what is A dot B? Formula for a dot product: A dot B is mod A mod B cos theta. In this case, mod A is 1, mod B is 1. So A dot B becomes cos theta. Cos theta, 1 into 1 into cos theta. Let me write it properly and show it to you. 1 into 1 into cos theta. And therefore we have cos theta is equal to A dot B. We keep this in mind. Now we also take mod root 3A minus B, which is given as 1 in the question. So we take the dot product like this: root 3A minus B dot root 3A minus B, which is 1 into 1, which is again 1. Now root 3A dot root 3A becomes 3A dot A minus root 3 A dot B minus root 3 again A dot B or B dot A, one and the same thing, and plus B dot B is equal to 1, and therefore we have 3 mod A square minus 2 root 3 A dot B plus mod B square is equal to 1. Now mod A is 1, so we have 3 into 1, that is 3, minus 2 root 3 A dot B plus 1 is equal to 1. So in this case, 1 and 1 can go away from both the sides, and therefore we get 2 root 3 A dot B is equal to 3. Okay, rearranging and writing the terms in this way. Then we have A dot B is equal to 3 upon 2 root 3, which comes out as root 3 upon 2. Now in the above step, okay, one of the steps above, we had got cos theta is equal to A dot B. Cos theta is equal to A dot B, so that value is put over here. So therefore cos theta becomes root 3 by 2, and therefore theta becomes 30 degree. So 30 degree is the correct option in this case. So again A becomes the correct option for this question as well. The 16th question: if theta is the angle between any two vectors A bar and B bar, then mod A dot B is equal to mod A cross B when theta is equal to which value from here? Okay, so they have told us to find out what is the value of theta when A dot B, mod A dot B is equal to mod A cross B. Now we know the value for mod A dot B, that is formula for mod A dot B, it is mod A mod B cos theta, which is, what is the magnitude of A cross B? It is mod A mod B sin theta. Obviously A and B go away, get cancelled. Cos theta is equal to sin theta. Now for which value of theta are sin and cos equal? For which angle are sin value and cos value are equal? Okay, so in this case the angle is actually 45 degree, because sin 45 and cos 45, both of them have the value 1 upon root 2, isn't it? So as a result, B becomes the correct option for this particular question. In the next question, the 17th one, the value of I dot j cross k plus j dot I cross k plus k dot I cross j is equal to. Now this question is easy, you can work it out and see it for yourself. So I am leaving it to you as an assignment. We go to the 18th one. Okay, now in the 18th question, let A, B, C be distinct non-negative numbers. If the vectors AI plus AJ plus CK I plus k and ci plus cj plus bk lie in a plane, then what is the value for c? C, which is the correct option for C in this case? So they have given us that these three vectors lie in the same plane, 1, 2 and the third vector. That means what? The vectors are coplanar. And we know that the determinant for coplanar vectors becomes 0. Isn't it? Since the three vectors are coplanar, we have this way. That is the coefficient of these three values, that is A, from AI plus AJ plus CK, we write A, C as the first row of the determinant. From I plus K, we have 1, 0, 1. And C, for the third one, we have C, B is equal to 0. Now solving this, we have A into 0 minus C minus A into B minus C plus C into C minus 0 is equal to 0, or solving it further, minus AC minus AB plus AC plus C square is equal to 0. Now minus AC plus AC goes away, so therefore we have C square is equal to AB. Now this is a formula for geometric mean. That means C is the geometric mean of A and B. So the correct option here is B. Option B is the correct option over here. 19th one. Let A bar is equal to I minus J in this case. Okay, it is I minus J. They have not put the minus sign properly, so it is I minus J. B bar is equal to J minus K. And C bar is equal to K minus I. If D is a unit vector such that A D is equal to A dot D is equal to 0, which is box BCD. It is dot D, A dot D is equal to 0, which is box BCD. Then what is the value for D? That is what they are asking. Now let us first of all see how to find it out. Now let D be the vector. Let D is an unknown vector. We have to find the value of D. So let D be xi plus yj plus zk. Now in this case, they have already given us that A dot D is equal to 0. Therefore, the value for A is I minus j from the question, dot the value for D which we put over here, that is xi plus yj plus zk is equal to 0. Okay, solving it, finding the dot product, we have x, okay, minus y, and k term is not there in the first vector, and therefore that becomes 0. So x minus y is equal to 0 we get on finding the dot product of both these vectors. Therefore from here we can conclude that x is equal to y. Say this is our first condition. We'll keep it in mind for solving further. Now also box BCD is given as 0. The second condition given here is box BCD is 0, and therefore we write that box BCD is 0 means B dot C cross D is equal to 0. Putting the value, or we can even write it in a better manner like this. That is, the in the scalar triple product, you know that the position of the cross and dot can be interchanged. The cross can be brought over here, dot can go here. It does not change the value actually. So we can even write this way: B cross C dot D is equal to 0. Okay, so that it becomes more convenient for us. Now what is B cross C? B cross C is J minus K cross K minus I. Dot D becomes Xi plus Yj plus Zk, which is 0. And in this case, first we find the cross product. So we get J cross K minus J cross I minus K cross K and plus K cross I. dot the remaining, that is xi plus yj plus zk. Remember, the scalar triple product is commutative, the order does not matter over here. So in this way, what is j cross k? We have seen earlier in the theory part that j cross k means I, vector I, minus j cross I. Now minus j cross I becomes k. So minus k, that is minus into minus, this becomes minus k actually. So minus into minus becomes plus k. So this becomes plus k. K cross k of course is 0, it goes away. And k cross I becomes j. So plus j. So the first term becomes this much. Dot the second term. Okay. Now finding the dot product. xi dot I, that is x, plus yj dot j, okay, which is y, okay, put the order properly, remember that, and zk dot k, which is z is equal to 0. Now from 1 had shown that x minus y, x is equal to y, this is what we had proved earlier. So therefore we have x plus z is equal to 0, and therefore z becomes minus 2x. Okay, z becomes minus 2x. Then in this case, now putting the value for d, okay, since d is, we have vector d is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. Okay, we can write it as xi plus xj because x is equal to y. So xi plus xj, z is minus 2x, so minus 2xk. That is our value for d. Also, d is given as a unit vector. Since, okay, we can write also mod d is equal to 1, which is given. And therefore, we have, therefore, root of x square plus x square, that is how we find the magnitude, isn't it? So x square plus minus 2x the whole square is equal to 1, and solving it we get 2x square plus 4x square is equal to 1, or root of 6x square is 1. Squaring both the sides we get 6x square is equal to 1 again, and therefore x square is equal to 1 upon 6. And therefore x is equal to plus or minus 1 upon 6. So in this way x becomes plus or minus 1 upon root 6, rather not 6 but root 6, that way. So putting this value in d, okay, let us put the value of x in d, the vector d that is there here. And so we get d as, okay, vector d becomes plus or minus 1 upon root 6 I, x value, that is 1 upon root 6 plus 1 upon root 6 j, and minus 2 upon root 6 k. So let us choose the correct option from this. This was an MCQ, if you remember. The correct option becomes, again, A becomes the correct option in this case. We are not going to do the 20th sum because the 20th sum deals with the vector product, vector triple product, which is not there for us. It has been deleted by the board, at least this year. So we will not do that sum right now. So this finishes the lesson. Entire chapter is over now. I have dealt with all possible sums which can come for the exam. It is now up to you to practice and make the chapter thorough. So see you in the next lecture with the next chapter. Keep practicing, write all these sums in your notebook, and thank you so much for listening. Do subscribe and like the channel if possible.